Uganda got its independence in 1972, and we all participated because nobody would like to be ruled by foreigners. So we participated. I was very young, and I remember going to Lugogo Stadium and celebrating the independence when Milton Obote took over the prime ministership of the country. And then he started Africanization policy, which was not bad, because if you live in a foreign country, you got to start establishing yourself, and for him to start Africanization, which was obvious, we started that. And when he was abroad, Amin overthrew him and took control of running the country. People had got fed up with Obote because he was becoming autocratic.
Okay.
And people had started feeling that Obote is ruining the economy of the country, and people celebrated when Amin took over. And I remember very well, whether it was naivety or fact that the autocracy is moving out now. And we celebrated again when Amin took over. I remember going in my car on Kampala High Street up and down, hooting and waving the branches of trees. That was a wonderful time as well. And things started moving, but within 2 years of Amin's rule, we realized that he is a buffoon. He is not a politician, he was not intellectual, he was simply an army man. What he did was ordered Israelis to leave Uganda within 7 days. And in 1970, Amin told Israelis to leave the country in 7 days. Okay, there were a couple of hundred Israelis in Uganda.
Okay.
So that wasn't a big news story for local Asians. But I realized that if this man can do that to Israelis, he could do that to anybody. It could be Europeans next, and then Asians.
Sure.
So there was fear, and when he said Israelis go, then I became a bit worried. Although worried, never took any action, saying that, well, he can do that with Israelis, but with 70, 80,000 Asians, can he really do that? And can the country survive? Because the economy was in the hands of Asians. But the man said, I give you 3 months and you all leave. 1972, he said, every Asian should now leave the country unless they are Uganda citizens. Initially, people laughed. That's not practically possible, but the man was serious about it. I was a Uganda citizen because I wanted to stay there. And all the Uganda citizens were required to verify their status. So I went to immigration office in Kampala, and I showed my passport upside down to the army officer, who were simply patrolling the queues and checking as if they couldn't read. So when they came to my photograph, they realized that the passport was not readable that way. So he turned it, and I said, if I am going to stay in this country with this sort of people, my short temperament would get me into trouble. That very evening, I went home and told my parents, I need to leave. This is not the place for us. And my parents said, we will go to India. You go to England. And we decided to leave. So that very evening, with one suitcase and 50 pounds in British currency, I had 50 pounds lying at home at that time. With 50 pounds in my pocket and one suitcase, I just left everything and came to England.
What year?